Our story began about 18 years ago. We met in high school on a blind date through mutual friends.
You know, I can't say that it was love at first sight, but I knew that Stacy was going to be a honest to God friend and a true friend. And, you know, she became my best friend right away. We got married in 2000. I grew up in a Catholic home that wasn't best to go to church every Sunday, and so my priorities were a little mixed up. Stacy, she grew up in a good Christian home. She was always a lot better than I was at going to church and believing in God and serving God.
When I was younger, if anyone asked what I wanted to be, it was to be a wife and a mother. And so when I was married to Andrew and we had our 2 children, I was in heaven. My dream was coming true. 12 years into the marriage, gotten pretty bad, and I was to the point of not knowing what to do, and that's when I realized one night I just needed to pray to God for guidance and direction.
None of it was on her. It was all on me. I lusted over things that I shouldn't have lusted over, and you know, I did things I shouldn't have done, and I'm not proud of any of it. You know, I think for guys that if you're having lustful thoughts and you're looking at things and it just doesn't happen overnight, it's putting all those little things together, and you know, if I watch this, it's okay. If I look at that, it's okay, because soon enough, it's not enough, and you start to branch out. My life just spiraled out of control, and I didn't know what to do and how to get it back. 2 years ago, Easter, Stacy and the kids decided to come to Family Worship Center, and I just decided to tag along. And I filled out the little guest card that you see in the info videos all the time. At the time, I don't know why I filled it out, and now I know exactly what it was. Tony Breedlove started calling me, and I wouldn't answer his phone calls. You know, I really didn't care what he had to say at the time. My life was over the way I looked at it. You know, my marriage was done. I'd hurt my wife, I'd hurt my kids, and it was a low point in my life. I met Tony one night at a Burger King in Canyon City, and Tony led me to the Lord that night. You know, I asked Stacy when I got home, I was like, hey, don't give up. Let's fight for this. She agreed to fight, but she wanted to do counseling through the church. We started meeting with Tom and Georgia Brewer. We didn't take it lightly. It was definitely a rough road.
When we started going to counseling with Tom and Georgia, I was very reluctant because I was at peace with my marriage being over. But I went to make Andrew happy, just give it one last shot, I guess. I was angry with God because he finally had given me the peace and strength to know, be okay with it being over, and now he's telling me I need to fight for it. So after prayer and many more sessions, my heart began to soften, and I found love and trust.
We started to work through our problems and our differences, and we learned to be one. Things started to slowly turn around. Stacy got rid of the divorce papers. I thought that was the greatest thing that ever happened to me. The one thing that God's taught me how to do is how to be a husband, how to be a father. And putting him in the center of the marriage is the best thing we've ever done. And we just keep plugging along and honoring and serving him.
We'll be celebrating 15 years of marriage this August, and we have a brand new son. God has truly blessed us. And without him, it would not be possible.